Hello.
Hello, hello. And welcome in.
Welcome.
Think ready to go?
Making Sense of Soul.
Yes, welcome to Making Sense of Soul. That's us.
Everything just feels like a video.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Like it's like, where's this going? Is this a course worth taking? I had to remind myself what we were doing.
Yeah, it's our live show. It feels like forever.
Yeah. That's what we love about January. It's nice and long.
Yeah, I know. Time's moving real slow for whatever reason. Whatever reason.
Because it's almost the end. So we should be cherishing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know these last few days of Earth
Yeah.
should be pretty good.
Hi, Danny.
Hello.
So I think that's why time's going so slow.
It makes sense.
Must be.
It makes sense. Well, I'm doing my beginning of the show scan.
Yeah.
Not too much.
You got anything exciting?
Well, I will say we didn't watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true.
And it felt like there was a strong pull to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it felt like definite
Just
FOMO.
nuts.
Like you're bad and wrong if you're not participating in the satanic agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is how they get you.
Hey,
This
Ben.
is culture. Hey, Ben. This is that. Hello, A&N. And
Hello, hello.
hi, Angela and Nick. Yeah, it was crazy to feel. I was clear. I was like, I'm not watching this. Like, not a fucking chance. And then later I was like, wait, should we watch the Super Bowl?
I know. Yeah, I was publishing a book. Oh, I can actually show you guys. We have print copies of the docs now, which is very cool. So this is the cutting edge physical paperback book.
I know. That's really
It's
nice.
very nice. And we also actually put in pictures. So it's not just, I don't know if you'll be able to see one. Yeah. So it's not only
Hey, Emily.
words. It's also pretty and in color. But anyway, so I just published The Starting Place, which is actually live this
And that was like
morning.
too much light and too much God. So I was like, we should watch the Super Bowl.
Yes. And then Miriam was like, maybe we should watch the Super Bowl. I was like, no, we're not going to watch the Super
know.
Bowl.
And I was
I
like,
also felt like not watching it. Last year, we definitely watched it.
yeah, because
The
we
year
wanted
before,
to
we
like
definitely watched it.
find the symbolism. But now it's kind of like we already know.
Yeah.
We know it's a big like siphon ritual of people's energy. So why? So it was better off that we were immersed in the starting place.
You know what's pretty well? I don't know if any of you guys have seen this show called Manifest on Netflix.
Yeah, the plane.
Yep. Yeah, they basically get intuitive downloads, and they're going through existential crisis that sounds exactly like the things we talk about.
Everything.
It's gnarly. It is so
It's relatable.
wild. It's
Yeah.
very relatable.
Yeah,
Very relatable.
They hear the voice of God. They call it a calling.
Yeah.
They talk about trusting their intuition. And it's not one of those like dystopian scary movies where you like are bracing for people to pop out and be dead and
No.
decaying corpses, which is other stuff I've watched.
Sure. Of course.
But it's actually really good.
Yeah.
But it's bad. Like the main
Yes.
dad character is totally like Danny Tanner vibes. He's like the perfect dad. It's like he's too perfect. But it's not like a Spidey sense. Like it's like, oh, this is just cheeseball acting. Like this is just really poor character development. Like
Yeah.
he's not very dynamic. I can predict most of his lines. Like, you know.
Yeah, like a little bit too caring.
You
That
have
kind
a
of
beard
thing.
hair in your mic.
What?
Look, spin it around. Do you see it?
Yeah, so I put it there. So that's, it's mine.
That's your mic and this one's mine. I get the dented one. And you
I had that one for a long
you
time.
claimed yours with the beard hair.
That's so weird. Yeah, well, it's a lot of them. But yeah, so that show's interesting. I don't know where it's going yet, like whether or not they're crazy or all those things, or what the the ideological conclusion is. No idea. But what it did make me think of is all of the it's kind of the psychological pockets that we go into. It's wild because they're so relatable and common. Like anyone who hears an inner whisper is immediately going to think this, and this, enough so that it's part of this scripted show.
Yeah.
All of these
Yeah.
various pockets, and it's funny watching them navigate
Save
these
him.
things.
Save him.
Yeah, they hear like these
I
little
just heard I needed
whispers.
to save him.
Yeah, they call them
was it him
callings.
or was it him? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't know what the calling is trying to tell me.
You gotta keep going, girl.
Yeah, it's funny. It's fascinating. It's not perfect, right? Like it's not like Second Paradigm Show.
It's not perfect, but it's pretty
But
funny.
but the psychological journey
And there's plenty of symbolism.
is
in there.
fascinating.
There's plenty of like
Oh, sure.
checkerboard floors and the phoenix and
Sure.
blah, blah, blah. We know.
They also said the new normal, and there's something
We're
else.
in
What
this
else?
together.
And we're in this together. We're all in this together.
A lot.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
And this is like, I think they're on 4 seasons, so this must have been pre
Yeah. Pre new normal.
2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was somewhat concerning for sure.
Yep. But it's a good one.
Yeah, I do like it. I do like it.
Says, "Oh, looks awesome." She's already taken a peek.
No, she's saying this
Oh.
looks awesome.
I thought she was talking about the show.
No, yeah, she just thinks the
the-
new print documents available on Amazon.com
Yep. We're just
look awesome.
We're just supporting Amazon. You know, it was just the right thing to do. We had a calling
Yeah, we just had a calling to support Amazon.
to put all these books on Amazon.
No, what it is the printing costs for a color book through the magazine company that we use is like plus shipping. I think we'd have to charge like $20 something, something ridiculous. Where it doesn't like it's like this doesn't even make sense. But if we go through Amazon, Amazon prints it themselves, so they can bring the cost down. So then we were able to make them 11.
Yep.
We make almost no money on them, but I want to just have them out.
We make like $1.
Yeah, we make a buck or two, just wild.
It's great.
Uh-huh.
That's how we run our business. $1 at a time.
Yes. Another day, another nickel.
I don't know. I have some HOA drama. I have a board meeting on Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
So
Wow.
it's very exciting.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah. There's a unit that flooded. I think I talked about this. No one's helping the person that lives next door has the damage, that lives with the damage. They're all focused on the vacant unit and the foreclosed unit and the unit that the bank owns, that unit where there's no people. So I'm just going through emails, reading them like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's wild they're ignoring the lady who her husband just passed away.
Yeah,
So her insurance lapsed.
But it shouldn't even be up to her insurance. It should be the bank house next door that needs to cover it.
Yeah.
And I guess the fire department didn't shut off the water after all. So the water's still on, which is just stupid. They should have shut off the water. The electricity's off and all that. But yeah, I guess this woman's house stinks and blah, blah, blah. You know what? I was wondering, because I don't actually know who this woman is, but on that same area, that same strip, the kid that lives down that way, his aunt and his uncle, and his uncle passed away. I don't know if it's her. I know. I'm not sure. But I feel like I don't know if he would have said anything. But it could be another woman whose husband passed away. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. I just don't know who it is. But I was thinking David and I could go over there after this. And
I think we will. I was getting a calling of me doing her drywall for free. We'll see.
yeah.
We'll see. If I need help, I will.
Yeah. I know. I was imagining like cleaning and like ripping up the carpet and like slicing it into thin strips and dumping it in the dumpster with the faux cameras.
Yeah.
And just tell her like, yo, the cameras are fucking fake anyway. You can throw whatever you want away.
Mm-hmm.
And just like ruin the whole board in their sneaky ways.
Collective manipulation.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so weird. I mean, David just recorded a video for a course worth taking, which will be put up later today after this probably.
It's uploading right now. Processing.
And it was so helpful and so relevant to this whole process with the board. and like how much to get involved and what to say, and like knowing, just that inner knowing of that you work for God. Like if I were to share these emails, which I keep thinking about, but there's probably too much. I'd have to black out too much. I have to call it like Domesville and the incompetent group. But like, it's just crazy to see the way that people like brush stuff around and like shuffle stuff around, and no one takes responsibility. No one's willing to like step up and like be helpful to the people. Like it's really, it's just been a while since I've been in that world. And you can like really see how programmable people are. And like the one girl next door, she rewrote the like email for the parking stickers, which is completely arbitrary and means nothing. And it's awful and nasty, and the tone's terrible. The energetic feels disgusting. So I'll talk about that on Wednesday, I imagine, in some sort of way. I'll probably end up crying because I'll get passionate and they'll all gang up on me again. I know they will. I'm basically just expect it at this point. But like,
Sure.
It's weird that like she like, whoop, she just got sucked right in, and now she's like, thank you so much, Joan, for helping me, and like, thank you, whatever the fuck, for helping me. I say everybody's first and last name and their address. Find them. We gotta find them. So yeah, I don't know. It's just like, it just sucks. I'm like, oh, this is how you are. Like, you're not actually or this is how you are in these types of settings. Like, this is how you are at work. Like, you just transferred your work self. Like, I've only interacted with like your interpersonal social self. Like, it's weird that people have different selves. They have like different versions of themselves that they act as when they're sending an email, or when they're in a group meeting, or when they're like shooting the shit. It's like, why aren't you the fucking same all the goddamn time? Now I don't fucking trust you, little fucking bitch.
No, it's very true. Very true. Yeah, it's weird to watch someone click into a different mode. And it's weird to watch someone make decisions that suck, right? Like, it immediately tells you a lot about someone. So
much. That's what I'm seeing. And that's what was cool about this video, and a course worth taking.
Yeah, agreed. So it's turning for me too.
What's the title of it?
Your intuition is the voice of God.
The calling.
Yes, the calling. Yeah, just like the TV show.
Manifest.
That was the name of this week before we watched Manifest. By the way.
Just so you guys know. But wait, so what? Oh, it's your voice, your inner voice is the voice of God. No, your intuition
sure.
is the voice of God.
Yes.
Well, it's wild because, you know, the message that was coming through was like, not necessarily to have to like do things about it. I mean, the message is way more potent than I'm going to distill it down.
It's okay.
But like what I was getting from it was like, just like, I was just witnessing this whole board shit play out, and like really not having to say much. Like, I've contributed very little. Like, I'm not the squawk box in the email. Like, but when I say something, it's like, oh, okay, sure, Miriam, we can vote on that in our next meeting. I'm like, perfect. Because I'm like, why isn't the treasurer always linked to the bank account? And they're like, oh, that's something we need to vote on. I'm like, Jesus, can that just be written in somewhere? So like, it's already done. If you're treasurer, you're on the bank.
Yeah. And
they're like, oh, well, we have to vote on that next month. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. That's all I've really contributed. Yeah. I haven't said anything because there's like, it's more just, it's like actual observation of like dynamics and people and like what they're pulling from, what they're standing in. Because I mean, these people, some of them go to church and say that, you know, they believe in God. And that is so fucking asinine to me because it's like, wait, but you're not acting like it. What is this? Like, what is believing in God? What does that even mean?
Exactly. Yeah, that I really liked the video today too.
I know, I think it was one of my favorites.
Yeah, like, me too. It clicked a lot. It clicked a lot. But we're talking about it. I'm just on YouTube, so. But there's it is I get it. But he's better than me. I know. Yeah, neither of us can compete with the big guy. 10%.
10%.
We send 10%. We exchange it into crypto, and then from that crypto gets exchanged to Galactic Coin. And then we send it off planet. You know, it's like, well, he's got to pay his bills.
I know. This isn't just some fucking charity he's running.
Yeah.
He needs to get
He's
paid.
been taking 10% of our
Yep.
our failing business for a long time.
Yes.
Long time.
A very long time. It's good.
Where's I going
I
before
don't know,
I
'cause I had another funny thread.
yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking, I asked David, yesterday, now that they've shot down the 4th UFO.
Yes. Yeah, the 4th UFO.
I was like, oh, did B tell you he's coming? Does he need a place to crash?
Well, I mean, they keep shooting down his friends, so I don't think he's coming anytime soon.
No. I was imagining him just phasing in and out of reality, drinking coffee in the kitchen. Oh, excuse me, sorry. But really tall, his head just scrapes the popcorn ceiling from the 80s here.
Man, I just don't. I don't think aliens are real, like that. Which I know it's weird because I channel a being.
It's not. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I don't think beings outside of Earth have access to physically to Earth. I don't think that'll happen.
Can't get through the dome.
Essentially, yeah. Metaphorically, I agree. Figuratively, I 100% agree.
Tracks
but I mean, I sound just as fucking crazy as they can't get through the dome. It's not like my ideology is any less fucking crazy.
Yeah,
there's just
but
less
when
of
you put
the
it so plainly. It's just maybe
smear
they
campaign.
can't get through the dome.
I don't think it works like that. I really don't. But I do see it's weird though, because I have this odd sense that there are non-human beings here.
Oh, definitely.
Right. So it's weird because I'm like, okay, where are these guys coming from?
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
Maybe there's a little tunnel.
That kind of defeats the point of me saying they can't get here physically. I'm not like they can't get here physically unless they take the tunnel. That's not what I'm saying. No, I think that. So the only way that I can reconcile it. See, I don't know this, but the only way I can reconcile this calling that I have. The only way that I can reconcile my knowing about this, the feeling. It makes me, because this show makes me feel like a fucking lunatic is what it is. It's fucking getting scrambled by this Netflix show. You're fucking process out. You're having a little existential crisis after watching it. Don't watch this show. Just kidding.
Okay.
But the only way I can reconcile it is if these beings were from Earth. There are multiple species here. It's just not acknowledged or talked about. There are multiple species that inhabit that souls can inhabit. When we go back through the record, right? There's other human species like Homo sapiens, the Neanderthals,
Mm-hmm.
all the there's so many homos. There have been so many homos throughout history that. So that's where I can kind of reconcile. And then you hear the stories even in the Bible, right? And then all of the mythological stories that are across civilizations, giants and dragons and all sorts of shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that crazy to me to think that there are other things here, but the idea that there are other civilizations that aren't a part of this thing that are going to come through this way. I don't think that's it. I don't think they're coming from anywhere.
This is all human/demon/evil architected to just spook people.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It felt like they weren't going to drum up the alien narrative.
I really didn't think so. I still don't think they're going to do the Project Bluebeam thing.
It's kind of weak.
So many people talk about the Project Bluebeam thing.
But
is the most public.
Too is a lot of people don't know about it. I was watching this one person's story and they were like, "Oh, have you ever heard of Project Bluebeam?" And it was split 50-50 on their Instagram poll.
But 50-50.
Well, that's not a lot of. I would think it would. If someone that follows that particular account, I would think it would be
true.
like.
That's true.
90.
That's true.
Yeah, it was
weird. But even still, when I know about something, I assume that's not the truth.
That you know about Project Bluebeam?
Yes.
Because it's the public facing, allowed to be out.
Yes.
Narrative.
Yep. Yeah. Most of the truth or narratives that everyone's talking about, I just assume those things aren't going to happen. And even if they were going to happen, and then it got disclosed or whistleblower, they won't touch it. That's my sense. We'll just go a different direction, unless they have a point to prove.
Wait, that confused me.
I don't think I don't think we know what the fuck's actually happening. I don't. Like when I hear the predictions of like, oh, aliens are coming next, I'm like, fuck you. No, they're not. Mm-hmm. That's the like that's pretty much the one thing I know for sure isn't coming, because like 25% of people out here that are talking, squawking, all think that's coming next.
Yeah.
That's not how this works.
Well, they say that it's holograms.
I know.
But that's another weird thing.
Yeah.
I think everyone's already a hologram. All these famous people, I don't even think they're real. I'm telling you. I think those NFL players are robots. They're clones. I really think we're getting played to like the ultimate level. I know it's hard to wrap your head around.
It is hard for me to wrap my head around.
Why not entertain?
But I don't. Well, why not entertain it? Is that what you said? I am entertaining it. I'm entertaining it stiffly.
I'm not saying I'm right, but it's like, guys, we can't believe everything. We can't believe that these like multi-million-dollar paid athletes on the field that just pummel each other, if that were to happen to anybody else, would be severely injured. Oh, well, they're trained. They go through years of training. Sure. And they have CTE, and it's really hard for them. And it's like, Then why was there a fucking robot when I walked downstairs last night and my mom was watching the game? Obviously, there was like a robot thing on the screen. Like they're just priming people. They're like, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
They make a laughing stock out of us. They had friggin' Damar Hamel. I walked downstairs to get some water, and that's the first thing I see is that fucking guy. What was I doing? I was digging into him a little more. What was he missing? His P tattoo on his neck when he was given hugs last night. And what did he have on his jacket? Fucking Jesus Christ crucified as a paper doll with one red eye and one blue eye. And he looks like it doesn't look like Jesus. It looks like it's a cartoon. It's like a mockery. And then his thing across the top said eternal on his jacket with Jesus underneath.
Well, because he came back from the dead, right? That's what this guy is supposed to symbolize, right?
I guess.
That's why, that makes sense. That's my sense, is that this thing's a big mockery of the Jesus story, right? Because the whole like came back from the resurrection kind of thing, right?
Well, we should have thrown him in a cave and see if he could get out there.
Thrown him in a cave, thrown him in the lion's den with Shadrach.
See what he's really capable of. Who's Shadrach? I don't
Shadrach,
know. Stories.
Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into a pit of fire. Not a lion's den. Daniel was thrown in the lion's den. Child Christian, child's mind. So I have to say it slowly. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into a pit of fire by King Nebuchadnezzar, and then they looked in and they were like, "There's 4 of them," and they were not burning, and there was an angel. Yeah, they threw they threw in the 3 guys, SM and A, and then there was also another A, and his name was Angel.
Just Angel?
I don't know. He might have had a name. I don't remember. I hardly remember these guys' names. But then there was 4 of them, and they weren't burning.
Okay.
And then they survived.
Cool. That's probably what happened to Damar.
That's probably
That's probably
yeah.
That's probably it. I just can't stand the lies.
Yeah.
I see it everywhere. It's at the HOA. It's on the NFL. It's everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. I don't like it.
Yeah. I know.
And I will gladly look like a fool or whatever.
Sure.
To not be a part of any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And to stand for something different.
Well, it's getting more and more obvious that it's not real, right? Like it's getting more and more obvious that this like veneer of culture that sits on top of our civilization that we just assume is all factually true.
Yep.
And even things down to like the IRS tax code and the the lawyers and accountants and the doctors go to medical school and they're the ones that make it's like it's this whole veneer of like civilization. It's not real. Like you can push right through it. Like it's a hologram of reality. It's not actually legitimate.
Very true.
So it's weird, right? Like that's getting clearer, but trying to push all the way through and then knowing what's on the other side, like knowing what is real and tangible is still very difficult. It's very difficult to parse through. Like, okay, well, out of all of the media, what's true? Out of all of the information, what's actually happening here? Are we the only civilization, like species that's here? How big is this thing? Like, or what is this planet? Like, it's very hard for me to parse through any of that.
Yeah.
Very
and
difficult.
That's intentional. We're not supposed to know.
Yeah,
We're
because
not
I
supposed
don't
to know what we exist
because I no
within.
longer trust any of the authorities. The information authorities, I no longer trust any of them.
Yeah.
So now it's like it's coming all the way back and going, okay, well, what can just I do myself? And it's very fucking little.
Yep.
The things I can actually parse through just as one individual.
Yeah. Well, you're pretty good.
I'm pretty good, but it's very difficult. There's no way that any one person can parse through everything.
No.
But you're right. It's not even ours to do. It's not even
It doesn't really
necessary.
matter.
Yeah.
I know. It's kind of what I was realizing the other day. I was like, oh my God, David, I love life again.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, it feels like 2019. Like I was like, I feel naive, but like I feel like backed with all this knowledge and understanding and knowing, like not as stupid as I was in 2019 about the world, because I knew fucking jack shit. But like I did know that climate change wasn't real. I could feel that. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it wasn't real, because it was like, it made us bad and wrong. And I was standing on like, we're not bad and wrong. So like this narrative doesn't work. Like, so I could stand on that, but that's about as far as I could go. I didn't know about all of the corruption and to the degree. And like, I just didn't know what I know now, but I've been like wanting to feel naive and like stupid so I can like enjoy life again. It's kind of been the sense. Like I'm like, damn, I wish I could be as stupid as these fucking people that I know that are just like being idiots. Like, you know, like I was like, man, I wish I could be as dumb as them. And because they seem so free in that stupidity, like in that ignorance, in that naivete.
Yeah, like you wish you could eat the Matrix steaks and enjoy it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, actually. But I can't. So then I've had this feeling of like, am I ever going to be like happy again? Or am I always just going to be this like cynical bitch that's pissed at the fucking chemtrails every fucking day? I don't know. Time will tell. But the other day, there were no chemtrails. And it was actually quite shocking. Remember? There wasn't anything that day.
Yeah, there were very real clouds.
In blue sky.
Nice.
There wasn't a single plane. It was
nice.
very bizarre. And like, it just felt nice. It just felt nice to like, I was like, oh, okay, so I can know what I know and still be in this place of like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because there's like this impermanence to life. We're here for such a short amount of time in this configuration. So like, why not just enjoy it? Like, it's not a big fucking deal. Like, I don't feel like the end is near for me. Like I'm going to die anytime soon. I don't know. Play this back when I'm dead. Miriam died. But like, but I can feel that like it's like there's a short lease on life. Like we don't have much time here. And like, what are we so worried about? Like here we are. This is what pisses me off actually. We think that we're these docile, insecure, we're not connected to God, we don't know. We play all these fucking mind games with ourselves. It's like let's actually stand in the knowing that we work for God, we're backed by light, and we will fucking go balls to the wall against these fucking Satanists, even if they're in the form of a fucking HOA Karen. Like, right? Like, what the fuck else are we doing? Like, we're going to pretend like we're so inadequate. We're going to pretend like we're not capable. We're going to pretend like we don't have this direct line to divinity. What the fuck is that about? Like, enough. Like, why are you going to spend any more time thinking that you're not connected? What the fuck is that? It's horseshit. It's bullshit. It's a lie. So now so darkness won. So you're going to live your life. You're going to continue to live out the rest of your short life here as someone that, I just didn't know. I just couldn't really trust. I couldn't trust what I was getting. Like, what the fuck is that? That's the shit that's just like, I'm done with it.
Good,
like,
because it's by design.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And there is so much freedom on the other side of knowing what you're actually fucking doing here. And you see the chemtrails fucking squirt by and you're like, whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
And I don't feel as pissed about it. Now I'm pissed that people don't think they're fucking connected directly to God. It's either that or Chat GPT, AI fucking Satan. Like, choose your lane. There is no in between. You're either connected or you're fucking not. And if you're connected, act like it. Fucking prove it. Show me.
Mm-hmm.
I need to...
Show me.
Prove it. Bop it. Twist it. Turn it into a... But seriously, what are we doing?
Bop it. Got it. Check in.
What else is the point of being here? We know we're good. We know nothing bad is going to happen to us. We know that and no matter what fucking circumstance we're in, we will be navigated through step by step, whether it's fucking FEMA or we're fucking arms are on fire. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, we will know how. So why are we pretending like we're not significant? Why are we acting like, oh my God, the chemtrails, oh my God, this poison, and I need this thing, and I need to detox this thing, and this thing, and that thing. For fuck's sake, you're good. You're healed. Poof. Fucking, you're good. Nobody thinks they're good, but they're fucking good. So you spent your whole life thinking you were good, you were not good, and you were inadequate and insecure and incapable and not connected to divinity. Then you're going to fucking respawn here again, and you're going to double down on that shit because you're going to be like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not living that insecure fucking life again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's weird, right? Because you zoom out far enough and everything's fucking made up.
Yes.
100%. And the people that made up the rules are no smarter than you, no more capable than you.
Zero.
And the people that made up the religious ideologies that we hold ourselves to check ourselves, they're no more connected than we are. They have no more access to the supernatural than we do. Yep. They have no more clarity than we do.
They have less because they're fucking indoctrinated with rule sets.
Sure. But I mean, even the people that made them up, right? Like the long chain of people who imagined these rule sets for like, well, there's this inner knowing that we listen to, but like you got to go through this guy who died first to be able to get through to the inner knowing. Then the God sits on the throne and then he has his angel. Like,
I mean,
like
it worked until it didn't.
Yeah.
It was helpful.
Yeah. But like those structures are, who the fuck knows?
Exactly.
Who the fuck knows? It's the same. It's the same as everything else.
Yes.
At the end of the day, we have to be able to trust ourselves because if we don't believe ourselves, we're just a carbon copy of what everyone else is thinking. Yes. And nobody is certain.
No.
Nobody has any certainty whatsoever.
But this connection is certain.
Yeah.
And if you're not certain of your own connection, like, come on, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
We can't keep pretending we're uncertain. You're just pretending and lying to yourself.
Yeah, because this is better than anything else that we've imagined.
Yeah,
and everything else we've imagined is what everybody else is doing.
Yes.
We already know in our experience that we're trustworthy.
Yep.
Because this is better than everything else. That's what everyone else is doing.
We've lived it 100 times over.
We've lived it 100 times over.
And other people haven't.
Yeah. Yeah, something I really like this video. I don't know how much Can I talk about this?
I know.
Do I have permission to talk about this?
I don't think so. I mean, you can, but I was like, oh, that's why it dropped off, because you got to be in the course worth taking. It's a course worth taking for a fucking reason.
That's true. That's true.
Come on.
That's true. Yeah, there's some things that I can parse out a little bit. But it's that idea, right, of like, where does yeah.
I know.
That's all I got.
I tried. I know.
That's all I got.
I know. That's why we had to talk about the UFO invasion.
I know.
I was like, oh, we're totally going a completely different direction.
Man, I just really liked that video. It was great. That's all I can say. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Yeah. I mean, I can pull from my own memory of it, but the feed drops off when I go to talk about it. So
I know. Same. That's why I butchered my experience of the video. I was like, this is not at all, but this is close enough. But yeah, it's weird. It's just how it works. But anyway, yeah. I'm such a stand for this. For intuition, knowing your direct line to God. Like, people don't have this, and they're capable of it, but they have to have walked this path. They have to have walked a path, not the fucking Matrix path or whatever.
Yeah.
I was using that word. not the path that they were assigned. It's always the people that have taken bold leaps. It's the people that have been in abusive, toxic relationships. It's the people that have blown up their life time and time again. It's the people that have blown up friendships. It's the people that had their parents die when they were young. It's like, it's all of that shit. That shit wakes you up. But people would rather live in a bubble and not be woken up from their slumber.
Yeah.
And it was weird to feel Emily, yes. It's weird to feel the 2019 vibes. Like, I wasn't even mad about J-Beebs playing in the coffee shop. Like, we went to a coffee shop. We haven't been to a coffee shop in a while. There was this cute little boutique next door where I got this little cardigan. And I was like, David's like, oh, how long have you been here? Did you just open? And the girl was like, oh, we've been here since August. I'm like, oh my God, we haven't been to this coffee shop since August. That's crazy.
Yeah, we used to go
Pretty
like
regularly.
3 times a week, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something like that. Maybe, or maybe once a week. Yeah,
it kind of averaged out to maybe to once a week, but it doesn't matter. But even J-Beebs was on the radio, or the whatever it's called, radio. Nobody plays
on the radio.
Oh God, he was on the fucking
Pandora on the TV.
Satellite TV.
He was on that satellite television.
FM radio station. The Muzak. That's what we had at the grocery store. Muzak. We would change the channel. We weren't allowed to. But sometimes music got old. But anyway, so J-Beebs was on, and I wasn't even mad about it. I was like, yeah, this is just J-Beebs. And a young kid walked in with a Playboy shirt on. Did you see that? The kid that was with all those girls, he had a Playboy bunny shirt on. It was like Playboy like resort club or something. Oh, funny.
Like they were probably like 15, 16. Yeah. Not like 4.
Oh, no. But still kids. But yeah. But yeah, it was funny. And
these like 25-year-old kids walked in.
I know. How old am I?
And then Justin Bieber was playing on the FM radio on the TV.
On the record. Oh, whatever you call it. CD. But yeah, the cassette. So, but it didn't like piss me off. Like usually I go into the whole satanic agenda and I'm usually like, oh God, fucking J-Beebs. Like he's one of them. Like his fucking yummy video. And what is he actually saying in this song? Is that even him anymore? Like, is he a real person? Is this a clone of him? Did they just, and like, I always like run through my whole, like I'm a joy to be around. David knows firsthand.
Yes, she is.
But like, I didn't even care.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just different, because it doesn't seem worth it anymore. Like it's like this stuff has been helpful to learn and to know, and it's hit so hard, and I've slept so much to integrate so much of it, but like it's like, okay, now we know, like we really know, like this place is dark as fuck and we're not that, so let's keep going. Like we're connected. We don't need to worry about what anybody else is doing or spraying or whatever. It literally is irrelevant. Yeah. Like it doesn't matter that there's copious amounts of fluoride in our water. It's like, yeah, we know. Like we know we did the fluoride treatment as a kid. Tasted like bubble gum. We know we kind of liked it. We know. Like we know. They pushed the cart around in school with the fluoride on it. We know. It's not good. We know the vaccines. We know. Like it's like I've hit this place before, but like there's something different about this time around. I just feel better about it.
What, the peace?
Yeah. It's like, it just feels more integrated and embodied, I guess. Like more true, more lasting. Like even getting drummed up about the HOA and all their bullshit emails I read this morning. I could feel all this anxiety creep up, which flashed me back to like my work days when I worked for the grocery store. And I would have anxiety, and I went to the doctor so I could get Ativan so I could not have anxiety. But like the anxiety was telling me in that moment today of reading those emails was like, this shit's fucked. Like this shit is fucked. This is not right. This is not right. This is not right. That was the like repetitive message. But that repetitive message was the same thing I was getting 20 years ago. Or I don't know. How old am I? Why do I think I'm like
I don't know. I don't know. You're just talking like you're very old today.
Whatever. Let's just go with it.
I got 20 years ago.
Wait, that's not accurate. Oh, no.
It's okay. That's okay.
Okay. Well, anyway. This is weird.
Yeah, it's all right, Grandma.
It's my cardigan.
Yeah.
My old lady cardigan. So, it was the same feeling I got. This is not right. This is not right. But like I internalized that as like this feeling of anxiety isn't right and needs to go away. So then I went to the doctor, got the Ativan, and didn't even take the fucking Ativan, kept it in my pocket.
Yeah.
And had it in my purse, so just on me to like, you know, placebo, whatever. But anyway, it's like that was telling me something. Like that feeling isn't bad. And then as soon, you know, that feeling is rolling through as I'm reading these stupid HOA emails. And then I'm thinking about it and I'm like, okay, so what's actually here in all this? And then I get all this fucking flooded with information of like, okay, not necessary to say anything here. You'll end up talking about this on Wednesday. Make sure, remember to bring this up. And like this is just going to do its own thing. Like you don't like, and it just kind of all slotted and sorted. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And it's just so much quicker because I realize like I am connected. Like there's nothing that needs to like drum, like the feelings can still be there and the emotional wave. And like, it's weird to see the like physiological state of your body change, to feel that change and to know that nothing happened. Yeah. Like I'm still sitting in the exact same position I was sitting in when I read the email before I opened it. You know, it's like weird that like
just like lights on a screen changed orientation. And then right? Yeah.
It's pretty fucking crazy. And and realizing that in that moment, I'm like, okay, so nothing's actually changed. I have more information. Like what's here for me to do? And it's cool. Like the quickness of it, the like, there's no need to spin out into anything. There's no need to respond. There's no need to chirp back. Like it's nothing.
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm 75 now.
Wow.
My time's ending soon.
Our age gap's getting bigger.
Oh God.
It's just getting weirder by the day. You're aging faster than me.
Oh no. Don't say that.
But maybe I'm like a Benjamin Button too, so I'm aging.
You reverse age?
Yeah, so I'm. Oh no, that would be bad because I'm pretty young.
Yeah,
so I just
I
keep
know.
getting younger.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a baby.
I'm your grandma.
Yeah.
I like Emily's kaboom fire.
Yes.
Thank you. My hair's all crazy.
No, it's not. Your hair looks fine, sweets.
I know. It needs to be better cut. But I gotta build rapport with my new sassy hair cutter. Yeah. He'll get it. I've already talked to him in the mirror telepathically. I'm like, all right, I'm going to need you to trim this up a little bit shorter, and then we got to go more bold here. And can you thin this out behind my ear? Because I have some cowlicks back here, and I just need it. Yeah, I've already, out loud, I think, in the mirror, I've talked to him.
That's funny.
But I'm not crazy. I hear the voice of God. But seriously, we need to know.
Yeah.
And stop pretending like we don't. I can't with that. It's not even true. You can't even say it and actually believe what you're saying.
I know.
You can't. Because as soon as I push back, you're like, oh, yeah, I guess I did know that. Oh, yeah, when people do come to me, yeah, I end up having an answer to all their problems. It's like, fucking shit. Where'd you get that from?
Yep. Yeah, most people shit about their intuition. They don't believe it themselves. If they were to write it down, they would disprove it themselves.
Yeah.
Like very quickly.
Instantly.
Very quickly.
Yes.
It's just like, it's kind of an emotional Band-Aid. It's just kind of like, this is hard and I don't want to deal with it, is most of the time what it is.
Yep.
And if it's not real, then I wouldn't have to deal with it. So how can I make it not real? You know?
It's just easier to just write it off entirely.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then what have you been doing here? How can you know what you know and not be connected to God? People are asking, at least from what I've seen on Twitter when I do my little investigation, because sometimes I like to pretend like I'm part of the light FBI. This manifest show is really getting to me. I pretend like I'm the good cop.
Yeah.
But anyway, people, they don't understand. The people that decided to placate to 2020 don't understand how there's like this whole subset of people that didn't. They genuinely don't understand. They're like, well, how did you know? How'd you know not to get the vaccine? Like they genuinely have no idea. They didn't know that they couldn't.
Yeah.
like, that's the thing that's kind of starting to bubble right now for people that have been walking this path, or have been walking that path, I should say.
And that's what I was thinking actually today when you were telling me about the HOA, is like this, we're seeing the limits of Logic OS, right? It's like you couldn't have made sense of 2020 logically without just going along with everything, because it's coming from official sources.
Yep.
They are the arbiters of truth, and the arbiters of truth and the government and smart people and the consensus is all saying the same thing. So you're like, oh, this is obviously true. Mm-hmm. And you can go through the data and you can read the fucking studies and you can make it true. It's very difficult to make it untrue with just logic.
Yep.
The people who made it untrue had that visceral feeling inside their body of like, this is wrong. I don't know why this is wrong, but this is wrong, but I'm going to fucking find out why it's wrong.
Yep.
That's the that's what did it.
Yeah.
But if you're just running on logic, you're done.
Right.
And it's the limits even in the HOA, right?
Yes.
Because
the
they're
sticker.
Sure, the parking sticker and the fucking lady with the leaving
mold.
this recent widow with a moldy house that's not her fault with zero support is wrong.
It's fucked up.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you even on the HOA?
Right.
Do you not want to help you? Like, do you like the power? Like, why are you even here if not to help? Why are you volunteering to help if not to help?
Yeah.
Like, what other reason could there be to even join the HOA? It makes no sense. What are you even doing?
To patrol, to be a dictator, to be nosy, to have some sense of power, authority, be in the know. It's be in the know. It's just that. I'm nosy as shit, and this is not this isn't it. This doesn't satisfy that nosy itch for me. It does in other ways, not in
it's like fascinating watching the limits though, right, of Logic OS, because like you tell them, hey, I think we should start moving toward like community garden, building actual community here, like caring about people. I think we should stop sending nasty letters. Like maybe these should be all the most important things because they're just the right thing to do. Can't you all feel that this is the right thing to do because it's obvious? And logically, they're like, well, here's the systems that we've been doing, and here's the things that we need to get done. Like, where does community garden fit in the priorities list of the things that we're already doing? Well, it must be pretty low because we got to be able to, it's like, like that's the actual process. You're seeing the limits of having zero prioritization of what's good and not good. Like that's the thing that our intuition immediately gives us. That's why we trust this thing, because we can feel information that nobody else has access to.
Yes, but I think they can have access once we tell them.
Yes, because they have that same feeling. They just haven't acknowledged it.
Right.
And that's for me where I think lots of times intuitive people have this feeling like there's something inherently like wrong or dangerous with them because of like the old kind of religious thing. We'll talk about it more in a course we're taking too, but like, right, those old kind of religious teachings and whatnot, and the crazy religious zealots and all of that. Man, it's crazy. I want to talk about all the course we're taking stuff, and it's not.
Can't do it.
I know it's not letting me drive
I have
there.
something to talk about.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. We will talk about that on Thursday.
Yeah, but let's talk about this email.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so this is the email, right?
Let's go examples.
We're gonna do the parking stickers. Why? I don't know.
Okay.
So this other girl wanted to reword the parking sticker email. So it says, so this is her reworded version. So, dear unit owners, we're issuing parking stickers for all vehicles belonging to these residents. For the renter units, the owner, you're responsible for following the instructions below on behalf of your tenants. Why are stickers being issued? Bullet point, security and identification. Right there, you got double middle fingers from me. Next bullet point, why are stickers being issued? Organization during winter months. Registration needs to have your address here, otherwise the application for your sticker will be denied. What happens if I don't do this? If you don't provide the completed form and requested vehicle information by the due date, your vehicle is at risk of being towed at your expense. Okay, so this is what fucking sent me into a tailspin this morning, anxiety-wise, like the feeling of like, this is not right, this is not right, this is not right, this is fucked up. Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't track. But this email is exactly the thing that got people vaccinated. Because it's for security. It's for it's safe and effective. It's just fucking words that mean fucking nothing. Because when I push back on this, there's nothing there. I checked. etherically. I'll check on Wednesday, fucking in real life.
Yeah.
But there's nothing there because, so you're going to tell me that my mom that owns this unit, she has a spot out front, which comes with the unit. You own the unit, you own the spot, you got the patio, the condo, and the spot. You have one parking spot per unit, and then there's a fuck ton of visitor spots. That's how it goes. So you're telling me that my mom, if she doesn't register her car in your fucking database, then she's going to get towed from her own spot because she doesn't have a sticker? But David and I, since we already park in a visitor spot, we're fine. Nothing's going to happen to us. So my mom would be better off parking in a visitor spot so she doesn't get towed. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense.
Absolutely 0 cents.
And you're going to start towing people, which is exactly what I said, that was not going to create community. And that's the thing. And I asked at the meeting what was going to happen if the people didn't submit their stickers or submit their car registration. And she said, I don't know. I can't even think about that. Well, they did. They thought about it.
Yeah.
And now this person that wrote the email thanks the other people, the tyrannical board, for helping her with this. Which is insane to me.
And that's what's so fascinating to me about her in particular, because there's her job coming in as the newbie on the board, right? Wanting to fit in, wanting to find her place, wanting to contribute, right? Her job, logically, that was assigned to her was clarify this email and make it simpler for people to understand.
Yep.
She did her job perfectly.
Yeah, I guess.
That's what's remarkable about this, is she did her job perfectly. She clarified the ridiculous email down into its core fundamental parts. Yep. But now it's obvious how stupid it is. She did her job, but now because she did her job, it's even more obvious that it's stupid.
Yep.
But somehow through this whole process, she ignored that feeling of, well, this is wrong and stupid, and made it compelling to do the wrong and stupid thing. Well, let me make it simple and compelling to do the wrong and stupid thing, because that's my job, is to make this simple and compelling. Right?
Yeah,
like
it's right.
Like there's no sense of, well, is this good? Is this right? Is this true?
Yeah.
Because that's the limits of Logic OS, is you input X and you output fucking
garbage.
Yes.
So when I was checking in and asking, because I was like, okay, so what needs to be said on Wednesday, like, about this? Because I'm not going to fire back in an email. Like, what comes in is like, okay, so what? I'm not understanding this. What solution is this? What is the what solution is the what's the problem? What solution is this to? Like, tell me, how did this even come to be? Because as a board, we need to be a united front. And I'm not bought into this. So if any of the residents were to ask me why we're doing this, I wouldn't be able to say. Like, I need to be fully bought in to what this is. And I'm not. So, like, sell me on it. Like tell me, what does this do? Why is this good? What is this solving? Where does this go? How is this helpful? And they're going to fucking lose their fucking mind. I won't record it, but I did think about recording it. You can't do that in Massachusetts. You can't. I already looked it up if I could illegally or, record it. You know how you can in Texas.
Without consent.
Without dual party consent or whatever. You can't do that in Massachusetts. Thought about it.
I think even in those states, if it's a group, it changes too. It's in one-on-one, at least one person. But I think if it's in a group, it's different. So there's something. It's still state by state.
Still ask if,
but you still could ask if you could record, and it would change things.
Oh, it would definitely change things. They'd have to have another meeting after the meeting without me.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
I'd be like, wait, they're still in there. It's 10 o'clock.
That's funny.
They're still meeting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the difference between Logic OS and intuitionOS, and people aren't running on their intuition. It is purely input output. And what's crazy to me is it's a rule set, and a lot of people will just do it. A lot of people won't push 100%. Back on this. There will be people that won't do it.
Yeah, if I was an owner and I understood this, what they were trying to do, I would send back an email that says, hey, I'm not going to register my car with you.
Yeah.
I have privacy concerns about this.
Yep.
If there's a car in my spot, it's because I put it there.
Or if it's not supposed to be there, I'll call and get it towed.
If it's yep. So I'm not going to register, and if you tow my car, I'm going to sue you.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. And you can do that.
I know.
You can do that.
That's the other piece that was coming through when I was checking in about this, was this wouldn't hold in a court of law.
No way. Because there's no reason.
Right.
It's a waste of HOA funds, and it's also unnecessarily causing people financial hardship.
Yep.
It makes no sense.
Yep.
You're right. You're right. And it's obvious that you're right.
I know.
But it's not obvious for whatever reason to the people on this board,
I know.
which is remarkable to me.
I know. And that's the other thing. Like, I can really feel like I don't fit in. I'm not looking to build fucking friendships here. Like,
Sure.
I can literally feel that I work for God and I am placed by divinity to be there. Like, I truly feel that because no one sees what I see.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
And it feels so intentional. It doesn't feel like, oh my God, nobody gets me and nobody sees what I see. Like, oh, it's so hard for me to be this fucking connected to divinity. Mm-hmm. Like, why would I denounce that anymore? I denounced that my whole fucking life, knowing shit before other fucking people. Come on, I'm done. Mm-hmm. I'm done pretending that I don't have access.
Yeah. Or pretending that it's like a curse to have access to the ideal.
Oh, woe is me. It's so hard. Mm-hmm. I can see clearly for everyone in this fucking room. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, done. Like, that does nothing. That placates into Satan's hand. It's like, it literally has me eating out of his fucking palm. Yeah. That's all that does. And it doesn't move me forward with my own evolution, my own life, my own soul's calling. Mm-hmm. What I'm here to actually do, which is to fucking shake shit up. I am a disruptor through and through. I always have been. I will burn bridges. I will denounce friendships. I will call bullshit at the expense of everything in honor of light. Mm-hmm. I have nothing to lose. I don't fucking care. Mm-hmm. It feels so nice, I must say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just simple. I appreciate how simple it all is. How simple and how good it all is.
Yeah. It's very simple. And it's so clear.
Yeah.
It's so clear.
Yeah. I guess it wasn't always. That's what we've been doing all of this for.
Well, right. Exactly. Because the whole rest of my life, the other first half of my life, was me being insecure and docile and thinking that I was weird and I never fit in and nobody understood me and why don't they see what I see and why do I have to say it? Why can't they just know it? Like, I mean, I know it. They must know it. They're just might not be saying it because blah, blah, blah. But I don't want to say it. That's going to disrupt things and make people upset if I say this thing. But like, but it's like, oh my God, enough.
Yeah.
It's like, just, I don't know. That's it. It's just enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that you're getting to a good place with it.
Yeah, it's been this progression for sure. I know. I used to just think so many people like knew something. They like knew a thing. Like it's like, oh, well, he must know the secret to making money, or he must know the or she probably has the Mm-hmm. Like, oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what I'm not doing. And like all of that is gone. It's like, I don't want to do any of that, anything to take me off this path.
Yeah.
Not a fucking chance. Nobody knows better for you than you because you're directly connected to God.
Yeah.
Like I've said that for fucking years. And now I never said the last part because I never really thought about it being connected to God, but that is it. You're connected to divinity. You have a direct line. Like nobody knows better for you than you. Check in. Use your intuition. Know that it's true and valid. Stand in it. Even when it's fucking hard. Why not? What do you have to lose? Oh, shitty ass friendships and dynamics that are going to blow up anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. People are so afraid to lose shit. They hold on to things with a fucking death grip. They hold on to shitty ass dynamics. They want to preserve the peace where there's no fucking peace. It's fake peace. You want to preserve the stagnant ass energy.
Yeah, they want to preserve the thing that they know is wrong. That's what's so weird about it, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're getting that intuitive hit, you know that something is wrong. You know that something is off, and you can see that there's a way to make it better. And if you do nothing, it won't be better. And you know that. Mm-hmm. And it's weird to not want to shake things up to preserve the thing you know is wrong.
Yep. Won't do it.
It's cowardice. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately. It feels like it's necessary or like it's self-preservation or whatever, but it's just cowardice.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Well, because it's so fucking selfish too. Because the reason why you're doing it is you're thinking that like, oh well, this dynamic may help me in the future, or like, oh well, what if I really need them? Like, I don't need any of those motherfuckers on the board.
Yeah.
I know that. Not a fucking chance.
Yeah, you don't need any of the relationships.
Nothing. But it goes for the world at large. Like, I don't need to preserve bullshit dynamics for our business to do well. Yeah. I don't need to do anything. I don't need to play any games. I don't need to get back to people on Instagram. I don't need to message them back. I don't need to double tap their messages. This is all the shit that was coming through at the beginning of 2020, which felt like a big deal for me. Like, I don't have to respond. And that doesn't mean shit. I used to think like, oh, that's what a good person would do. Like, I should probably say something back. Like, oh, they messaged me like a week ago and I still haven't said anything. Like, fuck. Yep. I don't even know if I would let something go that long. Now it's like, I have nothing. I have nothing to say. Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah, I think people are afraid to be unhinged from the rule sets that are completely arbitrary and that they know aren't rooted in anything real. Because that is the psychology of like megalomaniacs and psychopaths, sociopaths. Yeah. It is 100%. But it's also the freedom that they have to like murder and destroy, wreck people's lives, manipulate, to make money at the expense of others, like to scam. The freedom that they have to do that comes from the same realizations as the freedom that we have to do God's will, that we have to do good, because it's just deviation from the norm. That's all it is. Right? Like, we have to be able to recognize that the norm is stupid. You can either recognize that the norm is stupid and then use that knowing to your advantage, right? Like, you can realize that the world is made up and all the systems are made up and all of the big businesses were just started by like dudes. Once you realize that, you're like, oh, I can literally do anything. Like, if I don't see a software system, or if I don't see an industry, or if I could just build it if I wanted to, is it worth my time? Yeah. Right? Like, that's the way that entrepreneurs think. Yep. Like, okay, everything's fucking made up, so I can just make up anything. Yep. And as long as if I care enough and I do it for long enough, I can literally do and make anything. And other people will think that just existed and that's the way things are. And, oh yes, these are company and oh yes, like they'll just at some point mold to my reality if I just make it up and throw it out there. At some point, I think entrepreneurs realize that, and it gives them a heads up or like a leg up. Yeah. But that same freedom is the thing that you can also use to trust your intuition. And to allow divinity to come through, right? It's the same thing. It's okay. All of this is made up. All of these standards aren't real. None of it matters. The social pressure, the consequences are actually zero. Like, when these things play out, the only people I ever disturb are people I don't care about. Disturbing. I might care about humans just generally. Like, I'm not going to have a complete disregard for them, but I don't care about their opinion. What someone who does continual wrong thinks about me doesn't matter. Right. Like, I judge the shit out of all of their decisions because they're making shitty decisions, and it's very obvious from the outside looking in with any intuitive connection whatsoever. I can't hold their opinion of me because their judgment's shitty. I can't hold their shitty judgment over myself. It doesn't make sense. This is stupid. Like, at some point, that freedom gives you either the ability to be a megalomaniac and to manipulate and to fucking cheat and to steal and to lie, or to do the fucking will of God. And given that our souls are light, given that we're walking this path, we care about intuition, we've dedicated a fucking decade or plus, all of us.
Or if you're me, 30.
Yeah, or if you're Miriam, 45 years. If you... like, if we've been doing this for so long, of course we're going to use that freedom to continue to pursue this path. Yeah. Of course. That's just what we're doing. You know, it's like, it's weird to be walking the same groove as the sociopaths and the psychopaths, but it's literally just, we're deviating from the norm because the norm is retarded. We have to know that. It's so obvious. Everything official was made up.
100%. I know. That's why I had such a hard time being at the RMV, DMV, whatever the fuck you call it.
Sure.
Because I was like, this is just made up. Like, everyone's here because they think they have to be. And like, we all believe it. We all believe we have to be here. So we're just here in this line waiting for these papers, pushing these papers around, pushing these dollar signs around.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll give you my dollar signs for this piece of paper, and then you get dollar signs because you work here. But like, if this didn't exist, your job wouldn't exist. Like, what would you actually be doing, Mr. DMV guy?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because this isn't it. Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
There's like these entire structures that are made up here that people exist within. They think they have to exist within it.
Yeah.
They don't even know that there's something different.
Yeah. I know. I mean, the 2020 exploration showed me that a lot when I started getting into firearms, because I started to think about government as just a bunch of dudes, right? Like, if you think about the forming of America, the government was here to help the people. It's like, all right, we need it's like an HOA. It's like, oh, we need a centralized system to help us build the roads. We're going to pool our money and throw some stuff together. But then, because you hear people say things like taxation's theft, and you're like, yeah, we're fucking lunatics, what? But then you think about it, you're like, wait, what the fuck? That's weird. It's just a bunch of dudes that made a rule that they get 10%, 40% of all of the money. It's like, wait, what is this? They're just dudes. How did this happen? And if you don't, you go to jail? Supposedly. But it's like, wait, what in the world is this thing? This doesn't make sense. And it's funny because, right, there's the sovereign citizens, and they push back on this thing, and they're like, hey, this rule doesn't even exist. We're just doing this. And you hear stories about them going, oh, well, we're just going to stick your paper at the bottom of the stack, and we're not going to call you. Let's not worry about this right now. Yep. And kind of brush it off, and then they just kind of walk away and stop paying. Yep. And it's like, wait, that's happening? Yeah. That's kind of weird. What are we really in here? What's really happening here? Yeah, it's cool to be able to ask those questions, because reality cracks open, and it feels like a psychotic break, right? And lots of people
they want that. That's so intentional. It's by design. Yeah. And even equating the like reckless, unhinged, sociopathic, like even linking that narrative with following 100%. Your intuition and doing God's will, that is by design too.
100%.
That's linked. Like, I made an Art of Truth that's called Unhinged, and it's fucking ridiculous. I swear Jesus is in there. There's also a lion, and then there's a lady in a dress. It is like, and maybe George Washington. There's like a lot happening in that piece. And it's funny because one of my friends at the time was like, she was so afraid of becoming unhinged. Yeah. And it was like, I didn't see the big deal, because it's like, unhinged from what? Like, and this is pre 2020, like, always a little rebellious, Yeah. But like, that's literally the meaning of Miriam is rebellious. But anyway, and bitter, which is fitting. Bitter is very fitting, but rebellious as well. But like, it just didn't make sense. It was like, unhinged. Who cares? Like, go for it. Be unhinged. And like, I even remember one time like telling someone like, well, what if you just let it all unravel? And he was like, oh no, like, blah, 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 blah. Like, had like a fucking glitch. It was like, what is all this? Like, what are these things that people hold on to? These ideas, these characters that they play. Like, it's like, I say, let's burn it all down and see what's left. Like, who are you really? Yeah. Like, what's actually here when like this whole thing goes up in flames? Like, who are you, DMV people, if this didn't exist? They would have a laundry list for you of things that they'd rather be doing. Yeah. But yeah, we live in these made up structures of reality, and sovereign citizen is no different. It's another made up structure to get out of the made up structure. Because when FEMA's at your door, you can't say, look at my sovereign citizen card. Don't come after me. You can't be here. It's like, that's nothing. It's a nothing burger. It may get you out of taxes for however many years, but like,
it's another made up system to overcome the made up system.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because people don't actually, that's what I'm saying. We don't actually know sovereignty. We don't know it. We truly don't.
And we don't know what we're in, so we don't know what the best way to navigate all of this is truly, right?
Yeah, that's also true.
That's the thing, right? I mean, it's very tough to parse through all of this stuff, and it's very hard to be objective, to be logical and objective. It's impossible. It's impossible.
I don't even know how. I don't think I know how to do that regularly.
Sure, but when you really think about it, it's legitimately impossible to go, well, here's reality, here's the things we're doing, and here, based on A, B, C, D, here's the best thing to do, because you can always poke at it. Yeah, it's like, well, how do you know we're in a physical reality? You know,
know.
like you can poke at the core axioms of reality.
What if Neo is based on a true story and we all have these things back here?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So
I don't know. Did it come out of his throat? Probably,
it
right?
came out of the back of his neck.
I know. I kind of did
But
too.
why
Well,
does
something
he
on.
choke or something?
I know. It was weird that you were pulling from here and choking.
Well, I don't know.
I think this one came out, and then all of these,
okay.
and then they were all over his whole back.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think this one.
Oh, okay.
That was the big one. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't. It's all connected.
Choking from the back of his head.
It's all connected. It's fine. We could be. I mean, you know, we don't know. We could be Westworld. We don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And I think these are good questions to ask.
They are, because when you pop into the place where you integrate this, right? Let's say you integrate this. That's what people are afraid to do, is to integrate this. Because it's like, oh well, yeah, you know, I know.
Like us.
Yeah, they will. Exactly. But it's like, because when you accept the obvious that it's all made up, then all of the rule sets start to go out the window, and you're afraid that you're going to be reckless because that's what the rule sets say.
Yeah.
But when you do integrate it, you get to this place where you go, oh, everyone's just doing shit because they think they have to. What's actually true and good? Right? Like, you don't realize that your morals come with you. Your moral code comes with you.
You don't suddenly become a sociopathic serial killer that was programmed by the CIA and MK Ultra into committing those acts in the fucking first place. And who knows if it's even real?
Yeah, because you weren't programmed to be good. Right. That's the assumption. That's where that comes from. Is you are inherently a bad person and you've been programmed to be good. So if you let go of the programming, all of the brutal animal monkey mind shit's gonna come back out, and you're gonna be like a gorilla running through the fucking China shop. Rhino? What is it? Bull. Rhino. Like, you're gonna be a rhino in a China shop. Just fucking out of place and destructive.
That's probably more true.
Yeah.
More the feeling. Extra out of place.
Yeah, it is. It's remarkable. This is my favorite thing, and I've been getting a little bit more confused recently because I feel like I've been tracing more of these, and it's like I've been writing a shit ton. My brain feels like it's not functioning fully in this moment, just kind of generally.
No, not on the receiving end.
Well, good. I'm losing track a little bit. It is good because it's getting it's pressing me beyond my map, and it makes me uncomfortable. But I love tracing these psychological pockets, because when you realize, like, when you have the conscious awareness of what your own psychology is doing, it changes it. Yep. It immediately changes it. When you realize, like, oh, I'm afraid to be reckless because I think I'm actually a bad person. Am I? The minute you question it, it evaporates because it's not true. It's bullshit. We know that we're good people.
Yep.
All we've been trying to do is be good.
Yep.
This check on ourselves is because we are good.
Yes, exactly.
If we weren't good, we would realize that things don't matter, and we go, oh my fucking God, finally, I'm free to do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah. Like, okay, so who can I kill or who can I fuck to get what I want? Yeah. Like, that's how we would be thinking immediately. We wouldn't go, oh my God, am I going to do terrible things? No bad person checks themselves. Yeah. It's fucking, it doesn't happen. Yep. You don't check yourself unless you are inherently good. Yep. At some point we have to go, okay, I'm only checking myself because I am good. So, and I'm afraid that I am not good. This is circular bullshit reasoning. Yes. It doesn't make sense. Of course I'm good. I'm checking myself because I am good. Can I trust that if I let go of the rule sets, what's underneath the person that I actually am when I'm not just following the rule sets of what everyone else is doing? Can I trust that who I actually am is good? Because I've never actually met that person, because I've never actually given myself the permission to do it, right? That's the place that most people are at. I've never actually met who I really am because I've never seen it. Yeah. Can I trust that who I actually am is actually good? It's tough until you do it. Then it gets really fucking easy, because you realize that who you actually are is better than who you used to be. So who you used to be was kind of like stuck up and like glitchy. Like, you were different people depending on the circumstance, right? Like you end up like these people that we were talking about today. Like, you're different people depending on different circumstances. You're a glitchy fucking mess. You're like a hodgepodge of bullshit. Nothing tracks, and you can be blown over by an email. Yep. But when you let go of all and you go, okay, who gives a shit? It's all fucking made up. Isn't it fucking obvious? then, and you allow yourself to integrate that, then very fucking quickly you get to this place where you go, okay, I'm a good person. I can trust that. I can do anything.
Yeah.
What can I do if I work for God?
Yep.
What can I do if I work for good?
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Do you want to click over to Members Plus?
Oh, sure. Both head and throat. Thanks, Danny.
Both head and throat.
Matrix.
The Matrix. Yeah. Did he undo this one?
Yeah, that's the head. And then
But did he do it himself? Or did it just unhook? Because all of the other ones, I think.
Well, let's go to Members Plus.
It's like the fucking Mandela effect. We all just remember different Matrix scenes.
That's weird. But yeah. Okay.
All right. Meet you in the community. I will post I'll post over the link. Yeah, it was all over his body, right? Yeah. Something.
Okay.
All right. I'll meet you in Members Plus in a moment. I think I'm just gonna try to go live, and then if it's glitchy, then I'll set it up.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. See you soon. Oh, hold on. I don't want to end here.
Bye.
I want to end here.